Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So I got a TPO. It's a little different. It's not a man after a woman or anything. It's two women. It's two women that do not like each other at all. So here we go. Oh, look, even she's shocked.
She will from. Yes, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, would you like for me to sit over here?
Yeah, right there. And if you have a witness, they can just be seated there.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Winston, you may have not been here whenever I explained how we're going to proceed. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. So the petitioner goes first today. So she'll be able to testify about why she's asked for an order of protection and what the circumstances are. You and I will be listening to that. At the conclusion of her testimony, since you're acting as your own lawyer, you'll get a chance to ask her questions. If you have a question, you don't just have to come up with questions, but if you have something that can help me better understand her testimony that you think is appropriate to ask, you may ask it. She'll give her response to me. Okay. If you don't, that's fine. We'll keep moving on. I'll ask you to hold your testimony until your turn. We're going to go through each of her witnesses. The exact same rules apply. Okay. And then I'll turn it over to you to tell me your response. If you object, if you disagree, tell me your full side. I want to hear it. Okay. She'll have the same chance to ask you questions. You'll have the same opportunity to call any witnesses just as she did. At the conclusion, I'll give each of you a really quick summary, a chance to summarize your positions, and then I should be able to make a decision as to whether or not an order of protection is going to issue. Okay. Right.
Now, if my mom does my daughter, she has autism, is she come in as a witness?
She can. If
She come in, you don't want to start the sitting.
Yeah, and I don't know if your mom could take her in with my staff. They may be able to sit with her.
Okay. Yeah, there she was talking to him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She may be able to. They're really good with kids and they don't mind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was her.
Yeah. I hear her.
Yeah.
Creating a ruckus right now outside. Okay. Do you have any questions about how we're going to proceed?
Did you offer it again?
Did you hear what?
So just the statement and then the evidence and then.
Yeah, so you just tell me what happened and why you asked for the order, what the situation was. I want to hear from you what brought you to ask for the order.
Okay.
What your relationship is with her, just all of that. And then she'll have a chance to ask you questions when you're done.
Okay.
So you just give those responses to me.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll do the same with each of your witnesses if you brought any. And then I'll turn it over to her and then you'll get the same chance to ask her questions. Okay, after she's testified.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If everyone understands, I'll ask you to raise your right hands with me and I'll swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties for perjury that the testimony you're about to present will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So, will you state your full name for the record, please?
Yes, Darian E. Castle.
How do you know Victoria Winston?
Well, I used to refer to her as a best friend. I've known her for over 20 years.
Okay. And so you all knew each other back whenever you were in school together?
Yes, we went to church together actually and maintained a relationship over the years. Victoria, she had behavioral issues, so she was always at the alternative schools, but I maintained a friendship with her, nonetheless.
So you guys were kind of like BFFs,
Kind of.
but not intimate partners?
No.
Okay. All right. So you came in December the 3rd
Mm-hmm.
to ask for an order of protection
Yes.
against her. So how did you go from kind of BFFs to asking for an order of protection? Tell me what happened.
Yes. Okay. So it actually went from me speaking at her grandmother's funeral to her.
You eulogized her grandma?
No, I went up there to give remarks, like positive remarks. They wanted me to speak. And also, just because we were close. We were close at one point. And so when I went up to speak, it was more like, giving positive remarks and, just positive remarks on Victoria and her family. And I actually adored Victoria quite a bit.
When was her grandma's funeral?
I think it was a week before Thanksgiving.
Like 2024, last year?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you did that, and then what happened afterward?
Well, prior to that, she had some ongoing CPS cases. And she falsely accused me of her best friend, supposedly, of calling CPS on her. And that's because I had been babysitting her children. She has her autistic daughter, which I work with, special needs kids. And she has a newborn. And I've been babysitting for her. And I had noticed, that her autistic daughter gets real violent with her daughter. And there was a situation where her daughter had hit her child, in the face. And I had pleaded with Victoria, hey, you need to take her to the emergency room because this is a newborn. And she's like, well, I don't want anyone to get involved. I don't want CPS to get involved. I'm like, darn CPS, you have a newborn daughter. You need to stop being selfish and get her some help. So when she had CPS called on her, she automatically assumed that it was me that had called.
Did she take her to the ER? I don't know.
Probably after the fact. But the problem is, this baby could have had some hemorrhaging. There was a lot going on with the newborn. So if I were in that situation, I would have taken my newborn daughter, regardless, CPS, any of that. My newborn daughter needs to get looked at, regardless. Worry about CPS later. These are my words to her. Because I care.
But she thought you called CPS. So did she react in a certain way?
She retaliated 100%. She went above and beyond. And as you would think as a best friend, you would not go to those measures. But she texted herself, okay, fake screenshots, and sending these to different people, accused me of infidelity to my husband, tried to ruin my marriage. She contacted my children.
She was doing this on social media?
Social media and through some kind of fake app that she has. Texting herself. I printed some stuff off. She, texted my mom.
How do you know she was doing these things?
Well, she made it very clear. She was like, oh, since you bees want to call CPS and blah, 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 I'm going to, come for you. And then she told
so she thought you and somebody else was involved with the CPS call?
Yeah, she accused me and my, my family of doing that. Because one, like I said, I was severely concerned, not in, I'm trying to get your kids taken away from me, but as a parent myself, I have children myself. And I work with, special needs kids. So yes, I want you to do something as far as getting your kid the help that, that she needs at the time. As a friend, as a close friend, but she took it as a selfish thing. She deflected to get the, oh, I don't want to be looked at as a bad mom. I'm going to talk bad about you, try to ruin your life, retaliate. These are her words. She said, oh, I'm going to have people coming at your neck. I'm going to ruin your life. She's contacted my employers. She's contacted my husband. She's contacted my children. She's contacted my family, trying to rip my family apart, trying to sow so much discord. Everything I worked hard for. I have a house. I have a career. I have so much to lose. She does not. And she wants to take down, dismantle everything that I've worked hard for because of a simple thing of simply getting your daughter the help that she needs. But Victoria has a history of not even getting the help she needs. She has a mother who enables her.
Ms. Castle?
That's the case.
How long did this communication go on? So
it went on until she got served. She got served December the 6th. She had contacted my husband on December the 3rd. She contacted my sister. She contacted my mom. She's contacted my previous employer. She's contacted even people from church.
Okay. When's the last time you talked to her?
She contacted me.
I talked to her probably at the beginning of December when she had contacted my daughter.
Oh, okay. And so did you express the concern then, or had you already expressed concern about the situation that you were worried about with the daughter and the newborn daughter?
No. So basically what had happened was I had before she went off the handle, I'm like, hey, can we talk about this? Because I didn't do it. Well, no, B, you did it. You did it. It's over. It's done. We're done. That type of thing. So she just, all the erratic behaviors just went on after that. And then at that point, I'm like, you know what? Okay. I I got so much to lose. Let me go down to the police station because she was at this point threatening me. You know, I don't have time for that. You know, threatening my family. I have children. You know, I know where you live, and you know, just it's crazy.
Did you ask her to stop?
Of course. Of course. To talk. I even wanted to come to her house and speak with her. You know, as a best friend because I thought we were friends. But you know, clearly she has some underlying issues, underlying jealousy. Something's going on to where she didn't view me as a friend. But I didn't want to go here. I didn't want to go to court. I didn't want to go to the police. But she will not stop. I have a life to live. I've worked hard for everything I have, and I refuse to allow her to take that away from me.
Okay. All right. So what are you asking the court to do?
Whatever needs to be done for her to leave me alone and leave my network alone. Anybody attached to me, employers, Victoria, leave me alone. That's what I want.
Thank you, Ms. Castle. Ms. Winston, you've heard the testimony from Ms. Castle. Did you have any questions that you have for her? Based on that testimony, of course.
She said that we got into it the 23rd. Is that
Did you want to ask?
No,
And you'll give your,
said the 23rd.
you'll give your
but
response.
in the statement wrote to the courts, she said it happened November 18th. That is not true. My granny.
Did you have any other questions for her? Are you finished? Okay.
I'm finished.
All right. Hang on to what you want to tell me about your granny. Okay. All right. Did you have anything you want to say based on those questions?
Yes, ma'am, rebuttal. Okay, so it was around November after her grandmother's funeral. I know that much because for one, she didn't want to take her daughter inside the church because she was embarrassed to show everybody what had happened to her. The neglect, and still hadn't taken her daughter to the emergency room. So I was not aware of maybe a couple days out, but I know that it was after I had spoken at her grandmother's funeral.
Any questions based on that testimony? Did you have any witnesses that you wanted to call?
Well, my husband, he's at work, of course, but I have my sister and my mom here as well.
Okay. And did they have something that they had observed specifically that you wanted them to testify about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, she had also threatened them as well.
Okay. So you want to ask them about that?
Yes, ma'am. Anyone attached to me, she's pretty much gone for.
Okay. Well, who would you like to call first?
I can call my mother.
All right. You may come up, ma'am. And watch your step, okay? Please. And I'll swear you in, so I want to make sure I've got your response recorded. So if you'll raise your right hand with me, I know you did earlier. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties for perjury that the testimony you're about to present will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you. And will you ask her to say her full name for the record before you ask the specific questions that you have?
Yes, my name is Sunitha L. Mayfield.
Thank you, Ms. Mayfield. What questions do you have for Ms. Mayfield?
Yes, ma'am. Have you received harassing and intimidating text messages from Victoria since after November?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And did you feel intimidated? Did you feel unsafe at the time?
I can't necessarily say unsafe. However, the level of harassment that I received from her caused me to lose some sleep. And I'll tell you why. I'm actually not just Sunitha Mayfield, I'm Minister Sunitha Mayfield. Okay. So Victoria, actually had put some really bad things out about me, whether true or not. But some things that took place years and years and years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago. However, I'm not that same person. Okay. There was I was in an adulterous relationship back then.
She was the tea that you're talking about that she spilled was like through social media or
Yeah,
on the
texting, social media. She came at me from all angles. So yes, from the social media platform, texting, all of the above. Now I'm gonna be truthful. After having a conversation with my daughter did not make that call. to CPS. I made the call to CPS. When I saw that baby, 3-month-old baby, and I understand she has an autistic child. Darian's son is autistic as well. But when I saw that baby, she had gashes in her head and her eye was swollen, gashes. I have pictures in my phone of this baby where there's gashes down to where it's white. Blood was seeping from him and all that. It hurt my heart so bad. I've been around Victoria since she was a little bitty baby, since she was maybe 5 or 6 years old. Okay. But I will not stand by and watch something of that level take place because you're too proud to get the medical care that the baby needs based on your negligence before the baby came along. She smokes marijuana on a daily basis.
Do you have any other questions for her? We might be getting far afield with the testimony.
No, for it.
Okay. Ms. Wenson, do you have any questions for Ms. Mayfield? All right. Thank you, Ms. Mayfield. You can step down. Did you have additional witnesses, Ms. Wenson? Or, not Ms. Wenson. I said the wrong.
Miss Castle. That's okay. I have my sister.
Okay. Come on up and watch your step, please. And I'll do the same. I'll swear you, and I know you did earlier. Thank you for that. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties for perjury that the testimony you're about to present will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, please be seated. Will you start the same way? Ask her to say her full name for the record, please.
Yes. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Chanel Marie Williams.
Okay. And Miss Williams, did Victoria ever make you feel intimidated or harassed?
Harassed, sure. She was, first off, I had nothing to do with any of it. I'm always trying to be the peacemaker. And like she said, we've known Vicky for years. We grew up in church, you know. And I did her baby's hair. So her lashing at me, of all people, connecting, she literally reached out to one of my best friends and told him, and he's gay, told him that I told all this business that he has AIDS and all this stuff. What she considered to be blasting me. Also reached out to another one of my friends, just, you know, talking terribly about me and my character. And I actually saw her baby the day of the funeral because she was in the truck with a young girl that she keeps with her because she didn't want the baby to be inside. And when I saw the baby's face, it was really, really bad. Really bad. So I try to stay out of things. Honestly, I try to keep things at bay. And so I kind of just kept it moving. Now, after all that, all the stuff happened after CPS was called, she exploded. She started texting my phone from different phone numbers, fake numbers, and then blocking me. And then, of course, I can't respond if she's blocking, you know, and then I reached out to her mother and I literally asked her, could you please, because she texted me, I drive a school bus.
What was she texting you, though? I don't understand, Ms. Williams.
Basically that she's going to blast me and my family. You know, all y'all do is talk bad about other people, and y'all think that y'all, you know, all this and that, and basically that she feels like my mom could have just said something to her, you know, instead of calling CPS on her, because of, you know, I guess the level of, you know, just basically where our relationship was. She felt like she was kind of, you know, she felt some type of way about how my mom handled the situation. Mm-hmm. And she threatened me, you know, telling me to pull up, and I'm not getting ready to fight this girl. Like my sister said, I'm not on that. I don't have time. I'm 34 years old. I don't have time to be fighting and all that stuff. I just want her to leave me alone and leave the people that are connected to me alone. Because I feel like there's no reason to even bring these people. And you know what I'm saying? It's no reason to reach out to the people that are connected to me and be negative and blasting me or whatever she calls it. And it's just all because of something that could have been prevented, you know. So that's all.
I understand. Any other questions?
One more. Did she contact your daughter in regard to this situation as well, your minor?
Initially, and yes, she claimed that she did it. And that's when I actually had reached out to her and I told her, I said, look, I don't play about putting kids in the middle of situations like this. I keep kids, they need to stay out of it. This has nothing to do with them. And she snapped on me after that. That's when she started texting me from all these different fake numbers. And I mean, back to back to back to back. And it was, she's got the messages that she sent to all of us. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess.
Thank you. Ms. Winston, did you have any questions for Ms. Williams? All right, Ms. Williams, you may step down. Watch your step, please. Thank you. Any other witnesses, Ms. Castle?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm going to turn it over to you, Ms. Winston. Will you state your full name for the record?
Victoria Winston.
So it's true, you and Ms. Castle were like childhood church-going buds.
No.
Okay, so there's probably some feeling, because I know from a mother's perspective that there's a lot of fear, especially when you have a child that's got special needs too. There's a lot of fear that goes with that when something goes right. So you probably had this feeling that Miss Castle wasn't there for you in some ways because she seemed to turn on you. That's what I'm gathering.
Yes.
So tell me how you reacted after all that went down.
So once I found out CPS was called, I confronted Darian. And she's right. She came over to talk, and I was like, "B, get out of my house because you called." But
so you asked her to come over, and then you told her to leave.
She came over.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
How'd you confront her when you said I could?
She came over in my house, and I was like, you sat down with the people talking about her sisters. Why would you sit down with them when y'all not even cool? And the sister was like, she was being the peacemaker. I was the peacemaker to make sure she keeps a relationship with her sister and her mom because they always treat very.
So let's back it up a half a step then. So before she came over and you guys started talking about what had happened with the call, she had expressed to you that she was concerned. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you disagreed with that, or was it fear that stopped you?
I agree with that. She was concerned. She did tell me she was concerned, but she didn't tell me she was going to sit down with her mother and her sister. Everything they said was true except some parts. Okay. Like I said, she came over and I told her to leave. And then after that, I confronted her mom. I said, "Why wouldn't you sit me down like a woman?"
Did you call her mom?
Yes. I didn't call her. I sent her a message. And I said, "Why wouldn't you, sit me down like a woman and tell me?" And then when my daughter, like I said, she has autism, she attacked my baby because she was triggered. She's not balanced. She loves her little sister. It's just certain things. The car was going off. We was out in the car. The car kept going off. Well, I wasn't in the car. I was standing beside the car. And this is what I told Darian because I was bitten when it happened. I'm like, I'm ready to drop her off at the home of the innocents. Like, I'm scared. And I'm overwhelmed. It's a lot I go through with my baby. And I told Darian or whatever. And
You told Darren about the situation that happened whenever your daughter got triggered.
Okay, and then I reached out to her mom, asking her, and then her mom come texting me. I got the text messages saying I'm a bad mother, N-word, and weed. And I do smoke weed. I have Crohn's. And CPS knows that. CPS showed up at my door. Darian, that day, the day that it happened on the 23rd. And talking about my baby attacking my lieutenant. And then there's so much that happened. I should have already been. Sorry, my mind is running.
I feel bad. She's so nervous, I bet.
Okay. Once she attacked, I notified Darian. The same day she came over telling me she was trying to tell me she didn't call CPS. CPS showed up. They looked at the baby. The police was there. They said we would have took the baby if her eye was swollen shut. Because remember, the mom said her eye was swollen shut. She just had scratches. My baby had attacked her and scratched her. They searched my apartment. They looked at making to see if I got food. They looked in the baby's bassinet. I took the babies to the doctor, both of them. They checked them down. Then,
When was all that? When did all that go on?
the CPS showed up the same day I left Darian's house because we had just went to church. I left Darian's house it was on the 24th because we went, my granny's funeral was on that Saturday. We went to church on the 24th, 5:45. I left Darian's house. CPS showed up at 6:51. So she was the only person that I told. That's why I went out because I'm like, how could you do this? Use my name. Like, it was just, we was always together. Like, we pray together, we cry together. How could you do this to me? And I did go off, they right, but I did not want to threaten. I did go off. I even said, went far as 10 F her granny. And I told her I was sorry after that, but she said she didn't believe me or it wasn't sincere.
Now, okay, I understand that could cause that deep hurt if you believe you've been betrayed. But she's saying that you were saying have people pull up and some kind of.
The only thing that was true is when I said either pull up or shut up. I did say that. Now, me going to ever hurt Darren, she know I would never do that. I didn't never want to threaten her life. Now, the little text message, you can have fake text messages if you want to, but Darren know deep down in her heart, I would never hurt her. I've been knowing her since I was 7 years old. And to do that to me, to call CPS the day after my granny's funeral, who wouldn't react like that when this is supposed to be your sister?
So what were you calling her husband over in her job?
I didn't call her husband. I text her husband. I was like, she's wrong. I never said nothing about her cheating or none of that. The only thing I said was Darian talks about your daughter, his daughter, which is her stepdaughter. That's the only thing I said. I never once threatened this girl or none of that.
What about the job? Where are you calling her job?
I don't even know where Darian works. Darian is like, she tutors or whatever. I don't know. I went to her graduation or whatever. I didn't even know what she graduated in. I was just there for support. You know, I never would do that, mess with somebody's livelihood. She can make up lies if she wants to, but she know deep down swearing to the courts, she's lying.
What about Miss Williams? Miss Williams,
I did, now she had texted me saying I text her daughter, that's a lie. I used to take her daughter to Kings Island every summer. Her daughter comes over my house. It was not even a week ago before we got into it that Darian's daughter was over my house. Like we was family or whatever. So
Miss Williams says that she went pretty far.
I did.
Sort of reaching out to people that she knew and talking stuff.
Yes, when I found out they did that, I did tell her friend that Darian told me he had AIDS. I did say that. I did reach out to a family member and I told her what was going on, and I told the family member because the family member understood, you know, because we so close. I told the family member what I did, like when I went off on them through the phone or whatever, and she was just like, let things be. But after that, they had called CPS an additional 3 times. Called CPS on me. And I still didn't do nothing after that. But when it first happened, I was, yes. But I never threatened.
Okay, and what about her mother?
Her mama,
Miss
I
Mayfield.
never sent no threats after Miss Salika.
Did you contact her in any way?
No, when she contacted me, yes. Yes. And when she contacted me, they kept on coming for me. Yes. Yes. That's true. But I never threatened her. None of it.
And so when she contacted you, how'd that go?
I have text messages right here.
Tell me from
She said, Vicky,
from your recollection.
She was telling me, Vicky, if you don't stop with the threats, if you don't remind you I didn't threaten, if you don't cease all contact, I'm gonna have to press charges. She was like, I'm a bad mother. The sister said my character was shitty as a mother. She said she was concerned, but how she was talking to me in the messages, So it was like she was not empowering me, but she was like attacking me. And as a mother, a minister, you should want to first sit me down before you call CPS anonymously, because CPS said it was anonymous. So
she also testified about you maybe spilling some tea about some old stuff.
oh yeah, about her sleeping with pastors.
Yeah.
I said,
How was that going?
I said to her daughter, because her daughter was texting me, I said, you need to be worried about, because she told me I was lost. I said, the only thing lost is some 3 failed marriages that you've been in. That's what I said.
But did you say that to other people or just to her?
No, I said that to her. No, not other people. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, when's the last time that you have talked about this situation to anybody?
After they served me with papers, I called my mama, let her know what was going on with her.
Did your mom know any of this? Like the CPS was coming?
Yes, she knows.
She knew all that?
I told her after, what happened, she was like, well, the only person.
Well, don't tell me what she told you. I just wanted to, if you told her about all that. Okay. All right. So the last time that you had any interaction with anybody about it, you're saying it was December the 3rd?
When they served me my papers.
Or thereabouts, right after. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, when the papers came.
Shortly after that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else do you want to tell me? Anything else you want to tell me?
I just want to tell you, I think, everything I said, I apologize. It wasn't no threats, but we just move on, let bygones be bygones, because before this happened, before CPS happened, we was like this. So to think that I would ever cause harm or do anything to them, that's crazy. I just want to move on with my life, because I'm in Floyd County, they're in Louisville, Kentucky, and I plan to move again, because to sit here and try to manipulate the court system with lies, it's scary to me. It's scary, because if you was to grant this, then I got to worry about her lying on me, saying, oh, I'm stalking her. It's weird. I would never do that.
Okay.
I just want her to go on about life. I go on about, I won't contact nobody, nothing.
Thank you, Ms. Winston. Ms. Castle, do you have any questions based on the testimony that Ms. Winston has provided?
Did you contact my husband?
You'll give your response to me.
I text Mike.
Any other questions?
Did you contact my daughter?
No, she doesn't even have a phone. And if she does, I don't know her phone number.
Never contacted my daughter. That's it. Okay. Did you have anything you want to say based on those questions?
I had,
Okay.
I said my mom's asked how she had my daughters.
So you don't have any additional witnesses? Okay. All right. Anything you want to say in closing? Just want me to fix the order?
I'm going to say this for the record. The only reason I even reached out was because...
Well, not rebuttal, just as a summary.
Okay. As a summary, I just want to protect my family and prevent any future harm, disruption, and intimidation. I want to move forward, minus the other stuff. My life being threatened, my career, my future. Move on. That's it.
Thank you. Anything you want to say in closing?
I agree.
All right. Okay, I'm going to find the evidence is commenced and concluded. I think I understand the situation. There's only there's 2 possible ways that the order of protection could issue, because you're not in an intimate household relationship or intimate partner relationship. So really, it has to be stalking, which means, continuous repetitive conducts that would make Ms. Castle or anyone in her situation, a reasonable, ordinary person in her situation, feel frightened or terrorized or threatened. It falls short of that. The other way is harassment. I think harassment is the contacts that have gone on. So then I have to start to look at whether or not it would meet that and what the context of those contacts were. Okay, and so it does seem like that they were stimulated by an act that was created outside of Miss Winston. And her response to that has been these contacts or responses in relationship to it. So here's what I'm going to do about it. I think probably the wisest thing would be is to leave the petition in a state of a pending state. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it taking it under advisement. So I'm going to take you at your word, Miss Winston, that your intention today, after you've had your say, and I understand your position, is to stop, cease, and desist, move on, move forward. I understand that that's what Miss Castle is saying. She wants all that communication to stop too. But it hasn't been just Miss Winston doing these things. There's been some mutuality here. That's been something that I've heard from all the witnesses. I think there's been ways that it could go far afield, and it has gone too far. And I think Miss Winston has indicated that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it pending for the next 6 months. Okay. And that's going to give me, and I think Miss Castle and her family, some peace of mind that you're moving on and that you're done with contacts. And if you're not, and so that I don't see any reason why she would contact you. I mean, there is nothing else. There's nothing else to say. We've already said it all. Yeah, we're done. So if you haven't heard anything at the conclusion of that 6 months, and so we'll go through July 23rd of 2025. I'm going to show this case is dismissed at that time. If you have, she is going to let me know, and I'm going to schedule a hearing, and then likely there will be an order entered. Okay, depending upon how that goes. Do you understand that? So it's an opportunity for each of you to get what you're asking for, but I'm not going to enter the order impeding her actions beyond taking it under advisement and her knowing that she could be subject to an order if she continues and persists beyond today. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so all you've got to do is let me know if something happens. There should be nothing because there's really no reason for you all to interact. Yeah, so that's going to be the order. Do you have any questions about it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the court officer will direct you when it's your turn to leave. Good luck to you both, and thank you.
Thank you.
Crazy but sad. Crazy but sad. I hope her daughter's okay. I hope the baby's okay. And I hope the big sister's okay. I mean, who knows if this friendship is done or not, but that they could. It's just different with women than men. Women have a harder time kissing and making up. They hold on to everything for years and years and years. So yeah, it's probably a done deal. But this judge is so chill, and she has to be because of the TPO and family court and things that she does, because it's just so explosive. She has to be chill to keep everything nice and relaxed. And she does a great job, and she keeps everything laser focused. Guys, thank you so much for coming out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you all during my next live stream. Bye.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. She's laugh cuts through the gloom, eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no